This place is just incredible, and I'm pretty much here by myself, so exploring definitely pays off. I feel like I'm the first person here. In this episode, we visit Siem Reap, where we check out the town, visit the local markets, and explore the amazing temples of Angkor. It's our first day in Siem Reap, and it's a Sunday, so we're staying away from the temples and hitting the market instead.
Fish meal patty. Looks really yum. Might be a bit hot. Yum. Yeah. There's a smoothie cart opposite the old market. It was doing a roaring trade. Fantastic. Mango, passion fruit and lemon. $1. Awesome. We are at Artisans Angkor here in Siem Reap. So it started in 1992 to give disadvantaged youth from the rural areas a trade. So here they're learning all the traditional Khmer crafting techniques. You can watch them all in action. It's really neat.
Once you've finished your tour guide will drop you off in their shop, and everything in the shop is made by the people who work here. It's just fantastic. We are back on 2 wheels, but this time it's the pedal-powered type. It's about 5 kilometres to get to the ticket booth, so we're heading that way now. We can't wait to see these magnificent temples.
We have our personalised tickets to Angkor Wat. We are getting 3-day passes so we can Kel and I style take our time.
Tickets are checked and we are inside the park.
We are looking for temples.
First temple, exciting!
This was built in 920 AD and it's been significantly restored.
This is such a great way to explore this place. Yes, it's only 8 o'clock in the morning, but we've already seen 2 awesome temples and we can't wait to see more.
This is pre-rup. The term pre-rup means turning the body, which is believed to be an early method of cremation. This has led archaeologists to believe that this was the royal crematorium.
It is just starting to rain. We're not too concerned because they're pretty hot from riding around in the 35-degree heat that it is today. But of all the days to rain, oh well, that's travel. It went from a few drops to a downpour. We pulled in under a cover and the owner of that little house is happy for us to hang out here until it stops raining, so that's really nice. We're those silly sort of people that go, hey, there's another temple about 5k's out, so it's only a 10k round trip, let's go and do it.
Yeah, we got to ride through a really neat village, so we might go back there and stop for some noodles or something.
This is Siem Reap. It was built at the same time as the main and famous Angkor Wat temple, and it's in really, really good condition. It's a good one to visit because it's a bit out of town and there's hardly any people here. One of the coolest things about this whole site is that it's all covered in trees. So as you're sort of wandering around the temples, except for where the actual temples are, it's pretty much forest and it makes it really pleasant. This now really wet. But by the time you soak through, it's like, why not just keep going? So that's our plan. It is bucketing down and we drove past a little local market, so I've stopped in for some food and a coffee.
I'm trying what looks like a rice porridge soup with pork. Loads of different bits of pork have gone in there. It looks delicious. Yeah, really good.
So one of the cool things about this one is that they don't actually think it was ever fully completed. And they say that because on the outside you can see sort of the earth ramps of what they would have used to get all the stone up, and those earth ramps haven't been removed, which apparently was the last part when they finished the temple. How pretty is this? I've heard horror stories about how crowded this place is, and I'm sure the busy temples will be like the big main 2 or 3 temples, which we're not going to do today, we'll do those tomorrow. But out here at the smaller temples, it is just beautiful. You can always tell when you're coming up to a temple because the road goes from totally empty to suddenly a spot where there's a whole lot of tuk-tuks and cars parked. This temple is Ta Phrom. It was built in the 12th century and is a Buddhist temple. Ta Phrom is famed for having a whole bunch of trees that are still growing within the ruins. One of the cool things about this one is that there is a giant tree growing right through the outside of it. We are templed out for the day. Time to head back. We have had a great day exploring. Starting our second day, and we're starting it with sunrise at Angkor Wat. Sunrise was pretty cool, and the sky was largely clear, and while it was a little bit crowded, it certainly wasn't anything like what we'd read it would be in the high season.
We are now heading into Angkor Wat to have a look around.
This is the famous Angkor Wat. It was built in the 12th century and it faces west, which is a bit unusual. West equals death, so most temples face to the east. It is believed that this is because it was set up to be a mausoleum for the king. These are some very steep stairs. It's 7:30 in the morning and we've just finished our first walk around Angkor Wat. Yes, we saw a lot of temples yesterday that were fantastic, but this one is stunning. I can see why it is the most visited of all the temples around here. This is the Bayon Temple. It was built in the 12th century and it marks the change from the Hindu religion to Buddhism. So one of the interesting things about Bayon Temple is that it has 216 faces carved into the rocks. It is said that the faces all resemble the king at the time, even though each of them is slightly different. On the outside of Bayon, there's a whole series of bas reliefs, which is effectively a carved picture or story in the rock. This one is my favourite. It's called the Naval Battle. You can actually see the boat and the oars and all the people and even the fish. There's fish everywhere. It's so cool.
Behind me is Bayon. Now this was intentionally deconstructed into 300,000 pieces to protect it from the Khmer Rouge. However, unfortunately all the records were lost during the Civil War. They've had a crack at putting it back together again, so it's been partially restored. It's considered the world's biggest jigsaw puzzle.
Just a few stairs. We're turning into mountain climbers. We're heading into the Royal Palace enclosure, but from what we've read, there's not a huge amount left. We're inside the hidden part of the Terrace of the Leper Kings.
These reliefs are in incredible condition because this was all buried.
Selfie time! Stopping for a couple of banana shakes to give us some energy to keep going. This is Chao Te Samota. It's one of the smaller temples, but one of the cool things about this is it's undergone a whole lot of restoration work lately, and it looks really cool. We're heading into Ta Phrom, made famous by the movie Tomb Raider, where one of the scenes with Angelina Jolie was filmed here. This one was built in 1186. When the Europeans came here, they cleared out a lot of the bushes, but they left the main trees, unlike some of the other temples. So it looks really cool. It's like nature and the temple have combined into one. Nature's winning very slowly. This is it, the Tomb Raider tree. And it's a very popular photo spot.
It's really special. It's definitely a must do because it is so different to the other ones. It's gorgeous. The trees are so impressive.
I love it because it's got a lot of rocks that have tumbled down and they haven't been reconstructed yet, so you get a real idea of what it would have been like when first discovered.
We had a fantastic time visiting Siem Reap, with the highlight being the UNESCO site of Angkor. It exceeded our expectations and should be on everyone's must-visit list.
We have ridden our bicycles this morning to the main admission and ticket office for the Angkor Wat archaeological site.
I don't know if you can hear that, but this is the first time in about a year and a half of travel that Ella's got a cold. Unfortunately, it happened to be on the days that we're at Angkor Wat. We'll see how he goes on the bike.